Hey guys, this is Lala Legacy, and welcome back to another episode of Roommates. So before we get into this, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button because that would mean the whole world to me. And if you like this video afterwards, please hit that like button too. Alright, so we are on to the last bit of the game. So now we have to get 300 reflective, 200 creative, and so I'm gonna switch a couple things around here just so that way it makes it all easier since we need a lot of reflective still. And I think that should be good. I'm thinking, hopefully. Actually, I'm gonna have her take a nap here. Alright, let's see how good we get with this. Now, we need to make it to Wednesday. Hello, Anne. Are you back here? Oh, hey, Rakesh. How's the class treating you? Well, with you grading, it has been most enlightening. Hey, I haven't been showing you favoritism, you know. Actually, I told the professor. I thought he'd have a problem with it, but he just said something about a great quandary. And, well, anyway, I am glad you haven't favored me. I would hate to think that my acumen is a result of favors and not my own intellect. Not that intellect is anything but a lie, but, well, it is one of my favorite lies. We all lie to ourselves. It's just how much. Yeah? It's all about maintaining the illusion of it, or of the self. I will admit there are some things I don't entirely understand. It's pretty easy stuff, really. Just about how you only exist if you can think that you exist. But even that might not be enough to prove that everything else exists. I'm pretty sure this whole universe is just made up. It's all the fevered scribblings of a madman. That sounds profoundly stupid. Yeah. Okay, you know what? Nope, we're going back. Here we go. You've got a pretty big lie there then. I mean, in the context that sorry, that came out wrong. I think it was a compliment. It's okay. Some of the professor's concepts are a little past me as well. I really do think you're a smart one, Rakesh. You may not be the most book smart, but you've got a creativity like I've never seen. You are sweet to me, my dear one. Rakesh leans over my desk, giving me a sweet long kiss. I will be working on my next paper when you get home. Come take a look, okay? I'd love to. Why am I talking to myself? It didn't change anything. Oh no. Oh well. I think we'll still have an opportunity to get that back. I know this bed is just a cheap single, but after a long day it feels fantastic. The last quarter has barely begun and I'm already feeling blown out. I even made it home before everyone else. I pulled my cell phone out to put it on the charger and noticed a text from Rakesh. We haven't had a chance to hang out much the last few days. It might be nice to go out tonight. Maybe I'll give Rakesh a call. Heck yeah, we are. I smile and call up the speed dial contact for Rakesh. Hopefully, we can at least catch a bite to eat together. Oh, Anne, I'm glad you called. I'm in my room. You will find a screwdriver, a color wheel, and 2 boxes of streamers. I need them immediately. Rakesh, I'll be there in 5 minutes. I knew I could count on you. 5 minutes later, I show up in the park, trying to spot Rakesh. I finally spot him waving at me from over by a tree. I walk over, handing him the box with all the things he asked for. Thank goodness. What are you up to, Rakesh? Well, primarily, I wanted to see you. Rakesh scratches his head with a goofy grin. I reach over and give Rakesh a quick peck on the cheek, on the lip, sorry. That didn't look like you were kissing him. That looked like you, punched his shoulder. Oh, sweetie, I missed you too, though you could have just asked. Rakesh smiles and shrugs as he moves away from the tree over to where he's stashed his bike. See, there was a reason for my things. I smile as Rakesh begins comparing his streamers to the color wheel of the bike. So, what are you taking this quarter? A few painting classes and a life modeling class. I'm really feeling like the time with models will be a big help to me. No medicine this quarter? Rakesh frowns and pauses in the middle of taping streamers to the bike. Before he can respond, I amend. Not that it's a bad thing, though if you're looking to draw anatomy, it might help somewhat, just saying. Rakesh's frown disappears into a happy smile, and he keeps taping streamers to his bike. Yes, I decided to skip medicine this quarter. I think the live models will be much more use than the dead ones. Heh, can't argue with that. Rakesh smiles and gets up to hug me. With arms around each other, we walk down the path for a bit. Thank you for coming so quickly, Anne. I am so happy that I can count on you. Of course! It was fun to hurry out on an important mission. Suddenly, I remember Rakesh's bike isn't with us. Hey, what the hell happened to my bike? Huh? We should probably go now. Perhaps we could do something another night. Definitely. I can't wait for next time. Rakesh smiles at me and we chuckle. Uh-oh. Oh no! Okay, well, Saturday is another one with Rakesh. Here we go. I'm not really sure what I want to do tonight. I should probably get some work done, but it's Saturday and I feel like taking a little time to myself. I respectfully request that you back off. With all due respect, please stay away from me. I turn for a moment, wondering if Rakesh is talking to me, but I don't think he is. He's got a notebook in one hand, and he's tapping it with a pen in the other. He seems to be considering what he wants to write down. He looks up from his notebook and catches me looking at him. Ah, Anne, welcome home. I must tell my parents how I feel, if possible, without telling them how I feel. He looks at me as though I've got the answers hidden in my back pocket. I'm not sure what to tell him. We're going to play the event, though. I sigh a little internally, but give Rakesh a smile. All right, let's hear what you've got so far. What are you trying to tell them? Are you finally ready to tell them you're not interested in becoming a doctor? Well, something like this, yes. I received a letter from them the other day saying that they are interested in coming out to see how the school is treating me. I cannot let them come here. They would discover that what I have been doing. So my letter must respectfully tell them there is no need. That's going to be a bit tricky. All right, so what have you got so far? Let me see. I have to translate a bit. Dearest father and mother, I am fine. You needn't check on me. Everything's great. I am learning everything about medicine. Please feel free to cram it and stay where you are. It doesn't really say that, does it? Well, I did say I was translating a bit. It's actually in English. They'll want to know what I'm learning, that I'm learning the language as well. Here, you can see. I shake my head and take the letter anyway. It is in English, and Rakesh did paraphrase it pretty well, even if he was being a bit sarcastic. Wait, are you actually sending them a paper letter in this day and age? No, I'm just planning what to put in the email letter. Oh, well, I guess I'm just not really sure how to advise him to move forward. Rakesh, you know you have to write this letter, right? I mean, I can't write it for you. I know. I'm not sure what direction to go in. Should I try to tell them that we're all sick? Should I tell them our place as rats? You know, you could always go with the truth. Rakesh looks at me like I've grown a hole in my head. I sigh and consider what he should do. I'm gonna push him for the truth. Well, sweetie, if I were you, I'd probably just tell them the truth. They don't need to come check on your medical knowledge because you've dropped from the medical path. It will be painful, but it will cut through the lies the fastest and you'll be able to move forward. And then you'll feel better without having that weight or weighing you down. Rakesh frowns and rolls his eyes as though he just told me all the reasons why that wouldn't work. If you're still nervous about it, you can always proceed it with with bad news to help cushion the blow a bit. It really will help clear the air, Rakesh. Rakesh frowns and looks at me doubtfully, but shrugs. Stranger things have worked, I suppose. I'll just see what I can put together. Alright. Oh boy. Where are we at? I mean, we should be able to get there, I think. So let's keep going. Alright, so week 18. I don't think I have anything for week 18 this time. As I sit in my room, I find myself staring at the ceiling. It's been a good year so far. I've had a lot of fun getting used to college life. I've gotten together with Rakesh, but as I think about what I've done this year, I can't help but feel like I haven't really made a lot of progress on my greater goals. I mean, I came to college to get away from my surroundings, to get out of my comfort zone. I guess I've done that a bit. I feel like I've gotten more confident, but I still feel so shy. It kind of terrifies me, but I feel like I have to do something big, really get something going. Maybe if I can feel like I've truly left my old life behind, like I'm really ready to claim this new life I'm leading. No, no, because I don't have to. And it'll save me some energy. No, I just don't think I've got it in me. I've been doing really well so far. I don't need to push myself too far. I think just staying with the people here at Latin House is crazy enough for me. Yeah. Oh. I give a stretch after another long day of classes. I'm looking at the stairs, thinking how nice it's going to be back in my room. On my way up, I hear Sally and Isabella arguing. I can't tell what it's about, but I can see Max standing between them. I breathe a silent sigh of relief. Mom always warned me about bad boys. Once I'm back in my room, I put on some headphones and get back to my business. I really hope Rakesh and I don't have a fight like that. Dang. Alright, so it's still early in the quarter. I'm not sure what to expect from Professor Merriweather. Still, it should at least be entertaining. Alright, if you're in this class, you've probably got the basics down, which means it's time to start getting serious. Now, normally we do this sort of thing in a lab, but today is special for two reasons. Number one, some brain genius decided to mix glycerin with KMNO4 in our labs, meaning there is now an opportunity for alternate environment learning. Secondly, the morgue is full and my contact is on the cheap. As soon as she says that, one of the professor's TAs walks into the room pushing a cart with a blanket over it, and a suspiciously body-shaped lump under the blanket. This is a 103 class. I'm pretty sure we're not up to this stuff yet. As soon as I see the look of glee on the professor's face, though, I know we're going to do this. Alright, better question. Who wants to make the first decision? Don't worry, he's dead. He complains very little. Around the room, everyone seems unsure what to do with this. A few hands tentatively go up. Come on. You won't get a chance like this for another 2 or 3 years. Professor Merriweather, are you sure this conforms to regulations? I'm sorry, I thought this was biology. Apparently it's intro to law. Well, as it turns out, I've probably got a degree in that too. So how about you shut up? As a matter of fact, looks like someone just volunteered to take the first cut. The professor stares at me as the entire rest of the class turns to look at me with a mixture of amusement and horror. I wait a few moments to see if the professor is going to change her mind, but finally I stand up and walk down to the front of the class. Here you go, Captain Rules. How about you choose our lesson plan for today? Pick a spot. We'll examine whatever you cut up. The professor hands me some plastic gloves, which I put on as she stands there staring at me. She then hands me a scalpel, and I look at the body. Luckily, the TA left his face and lower half covered. I walk over to the corpse and try to figure out what I'm going to do. Let's go into the belly. I think about what I'd rather study today as I move over the cadaver's belly. I make an incision just below where I think we should get access to the appendix. Ooh, good question. So many people have appendicitis these days. I wonder if he even has one. All right, let's take a look for that appendix. If that's not there, I'm sure we'll find something fun. Now, the first thing you'll notice is the lack of blood. That's because they drain these things, and because I'm not a complete idiot. The professor looks at me, just standing there, and makes shooing motions. I slowly return to my seat as Professor Merriweather begins her lecture properly. I can't believe she had me do that. It wasn't my favorite, but it was still a fascinating learning opportunity. Yeah, no. Alright, so we are at 200 reflective, so we're getting really, really up there with reflective, and then we're getting there with creative, and our energy is over half, so that's good at least. Alright, let's do it again. I don't have anything to do week 19 either. I'm starving. Luckily, the cafe is on the way home. A nice sandwich sounds perfect about now. As I open the door, I see Isabella and wave hello. She smiles, but she seems to be busy. As I'm sitting down with my food, I notice Chad coming in. Ugh, this might get ugly. I duck down in my seat a bit. I don't want to cause a scene, and I certainly don't want to antagonize the football player. I'm sure he wouldn't do anything violent, but still, there's no need to cause a ruckus. Besides, if Isabella needs me, I want to be here. Luckily, Isabella doesn't notice him at first, and keeps serving other customers. Finally, after a few moments, I hear Chad clearing his throat loudly. Hey, Isabella, I don't get to have a word or nothing? I don't see why you should get a word in. Do you honestly feel like there's something to say? Because I don't particularly. Come on, don't be like that, baby. Look, I'm sorry I screwed up. Doesn't mean we can't have some good times, right? You really think that's all it's going to take? Isabella sets down the tray she was carrying with enough force that the sound echoes through the whole cafe. We're over, you bastard! You had your chance at greatness, and you frickin' blew it. Now scuttle off and leave me be. Come on, baby, I'm not the only one missing out. We had some good times, right? I've made some mistakes, sure, but I'm coming to you on my knees here. Oh, are you? Really? Because you look like you're standing perfectly well to me. You don't even have flowers or chocolates or anything. You're not even trying. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad you didn't bring me flowers. I'd hate to think you wasted your money. We done here? Come on, you think you could do better than me? Just forgive me already. Are you kidding? I could find a better man than you out behind the dumpsters. Chad turns red in anger for a moment. Are you kidding me? I'm the best thing that's ever happened to you. No, we're not gonna, She's a big girl, she can handle it. I think for a moment about jumping in and sticking up for Isabella, but then I realize I'd just be butting in. This is between Isabella and Chad. She doesn't need me sticking my nose in. No, Chad, the best thing that ever happened to me was finding out early that you were a boneheaded, selfish asshole without a lick of sense to you. If you had any of those, you wouldn't have treated me the way you did. So why do you think I'd want to have anything to do with your ridiculous ass? Hey, look, I'm just saying you're just saying, hey sucker, I want to treat you like a possession and sex toy. Why won't you go back in my pocket where you belong? Here's a hint, because I'm none of those things. And the fact that you probably even now don't understand that is why we will never, ever be together again. Chad looks completely stunned by Isabella's triad. He's just standing there slack-jawed. I'm sick of you taking up my air, jack off. I'm going to the back. If you're still here when I get back, you're going to be the sorriest sack of crap in this whole school. Isabella stalks off to the back, completely ignoring Chad. For his part, Chad just shakes his head and turns to leave. He can't muster a quip or line. He's been completely defeated. A few minutes later, Isabella comes out of the back and spots me still sitting there. Oh man, you saw all that, huh? What an asshole, am I right? I just smile and nod. Thanks for not butting in. I hate it when people try to fight my fights for me. Well, you're a very strong woman, Isabella. I knew you'd be fine. Well, thanks anyway. You full? If not, I'll grab you something good. Sounds great. Honestly, yeah, Isabella... her not tolerating BS is totally me, so I was like, nope, I'm gonna let her handle it. She can do it. Well, just another night at home hitting the books. So many things to study for. It's a nice change of pace from high school. I crack my knuckles happily as I begin to dive into the notes I took in class today. For a moment, I sigh wistfully. I really should have done something to end the year with a bang, but oh well. At any rate, it's probably going to be a long night. I may as well just catch some sleep. Heck yeah. Okay. So, we're at 223 and 189. I think we can still go at the rate that we're going. And we should be able to. I'm hoping. Unless I could go like this. Because I guess my grades are enough. Alright, that should do it, I think. For at least for creative, it should. Wait, let me see. What's this? Oh, reflective. Right, philosophy. Right. Okay. So, yeah, I'll do everything like that on the last week. Okay, so we need to get to Sunday. I snag a good seat, prepared for another class. I sometimes can't believe they still let Professor Task teach here. I guess that's the power of tenure. I don't know. I wonder what he's going to get into today. All right, you little money sacks, sit down. Let's get this started. Everyone quiets down, settling in their seats. The professor turns on a projector and starts displaying slides. The slides seem to be displaying a countryside, a few buildings dot it. As he progresses through the slides, we see a bunch of people standing in front of buildings and posing. Professor, are we just going to look at your vacation slides? What's your point? I am trying to get to a point. If certain nosy know-nothings would stop interrupting me. I sit back in my seat, not believing we're actually looking at a professor's vacation slides. Oh, I'm sorry, Anne. Is my lecture boring to you? Perhaps you'd like to give a better one. Come on, get down here. I stand up from my desk, walking down to stand in front of the professor. He looks down at me, that stern stare in his eyes. I've had my eye on you for a while, Anne. I've been watching you and hoping that you would blossom into the full and glorious student I know you could be. I look quizzically at the professor. I had no idea he had such an interest in me. His smoldering brown eyes are boring a hole into me. Well, I wanted to do my best for you, Professor. I know you did, Anne. That was part of my joy. Watching you, knowing that you were so eager to please me and that I was so eager to teach. Suddenly, the professor takes me into his arms. You are the one for me, Anne. You are the one who could take my instruction, and I only teach pleasure. When I'm done, you will know pleasure and how to please better than any other person before you. The professor hugs me close, looking down into my eyes. Will you complete me, Anne? Will you be the pupil I need to complete the circle? I could feel warmth creeping up my neck. I bury my head in the professor's coat. No! I'm sorry, Professor Task, but my heart already belongs to Rakesh. The professor pushes me harshly away from him, throwing an arm across his face. Fine. I thought that you could be the one, but no. You are just like all of the others. You will never be complete without me, Anne, you fool. But I must admit, I will never be complete without you. From under his jacket, the professor grabs a long knife. The class gasps as he puts the point to his chest just over his throat, or just over his heart. If I cannot have you, then I do not want anyone. I regret only one thing, that I wasted my time loving a waste like Anne. Professor Task pulls the dagger away. I turn my head, not wanting to watch. As the dagger plunges towards his breast, I hear a scream from the back. No, all is not lost, Professor. You don't have to do this. I don't? No, you really don't. Oh, I thought... Yes, I know, but you don't. Though you could always kill Anne if you need to kill someone. Hey, great idea. Here, take my spare. I look in horror as the professor and Roxanne begin approaching me with daggers bared. I can't run, I can't hide, and they're getting closer. They're almost on top of me. With a start, I lift my head off my desk. I can't believe I fell asleep. What the hell was that dream? And that's why you should always be aware of what kind of cheese you're buying in foreign countries. See, I told you I was getting to a point. Yikes. I hate that part so much. Alright, Sunday, right. I can't believe how busy I've gotten. The year's almost over and I feel like I'm never going to be done studying. I haven't really had a whole lot of time to hang out with my friends, aside from some drama here and there. Oh well, success is its own reward after all. I head up to my room and close the door. Time to take care of business for a while. Alright. Ooh, okay, I am good with creative now. Now I just need a bunch of reflective. And Sunday. Back in my room at last. Just as I'm putting my keys on my desk, there's a knock on my door. Anne, you have to help me. They have outwitted me. I stand with my keys in hand, staring at Rakesh. Who's outwitted you? My parents. They're going to be video calling me in 20 minutes. So? So, the letter I wrote to them. They're not coming, but they still want to check up on me. You have to help me. I look down at the keys in my hand for a moment before answering. Yes. All right, Rakesh, what do you want to do? I mean, it's just a phone call. It's not like they can hurt you through the phone, even if it's a video conference. I don't know. I have to convince them that I'm okay here and that there's no need to worry and, that I'm still on the medical track. I thought we agreed you were going to tell them the truth about what you were doing. I, may have chickened out a little on that. I sort of told them the truth. I told them that I was studying art and really enjoying it. I just also told them that I was still studying medicine. I sigh and shake my head at him. That just complicates things. I know, but it would be terrible to tell them the whole truth. Fine. What do you want to do? I am quite glad you asked. 15 minutes later, Rakesh is standing in front of his laptop with a webcam attached. We're sitting in my room, mostly because it looks the least like a bomb went off in all of the rooms in the house. Rakesh has strewn various charts and graphs around the room, and I'm lying in bed with a cold compress on my head. Not to mention a rather hastily put together paint job that's supposed to make me look like a sick person, but mostly makes me look like a Martian. You really think this is going to work? It must, Anne. I think we can pull this off together. Just a few moments later, his video conferencing software bleeps at him, and Rakesh hurriedly tucks me into bed. Okay, here we go. Remember, I am the competent medical student, and you are my patient. I moan in a sickly fashion, and Rakesh gives me a thumbs up. A video screen pops up on his computer, and I could just barely make out the blurry image of Rakesh's parents. I quickly lay my head back down, though, so I look more like I'm resting. Rakesh says something in, Urdu? That I assume is a greeting. Then his parents say something back. Are you sure? I don't mind. I have not had much of a chance to speak my native tongue lately. His parents say something back, and Rakesh just nods, continuing in English. Well, this is my office where I keep my computer. As you can see, I have a patient here right now, so I cannot talk too loudly. Oh yes, it is very normal for one such as I, who is moving so well along the path to earning my doctorate. I must prove my skills after all. I try not to roll my eyes. He's really overselling it. Oh no, my patient is very comfortable. I'm sure. After all, I do my best to attend to their needs whenever they arise. Whenever they arise! Crap, that was my cue. I cough loudly, moaning in a sickly fashion and trying to roll around. Just a moment, I will be right back. Oh, I feel so terrible. So terribly, terrible. I don't feel good. I mean, not good at all. Rakesh glares at me for a moment while he pretends to check my charts. I try not to laugh. I feel a little bad about the hammy acting. Finally, Rakesh attaches I have no idea what that is. To my arm. Okay, like he's trying to take my blood pressure. Oh, one of those, okay. While trying to put the chest piece of a stethoscope against my neck. I try to moan a little bit, but I don't think that's how these are supposed to be used. Oh my goodness, your pressure is 190/24, and your fever is 55 degrees Celsius. We must boost your fluid stat. I'm so sorry, father, mother, but I will have to call you back another time. My patient here may be collapsing. I gurgle a little and fall back limp. Oh no! I really hope this helps, though a part of me really hopes it doesn't. These kinds of theatrics can't last forever. What do you mean, what am I doing? I am tending to a patient as we in medical training do. Of course this is real. What else could it be? Well, I guess these kinds of theatrics don't last very long at all. Rakesh is floundering. I open my eyes and see him sweating bullets looking at the screen. I guess the jig is up. Yeah, we're just gonna get up and tell them the truth. I sit up in bed, removing the cold compress and trying to smear some of the paint off my face. Rakesh, I don't think they're going to buy it. I look over to the camera as Rakesh's panic really sets in. He stands stock still as I address his parents. Hello, sir, madam. I apologize that I cannot understand your language. I also apologize for the deception. But Rakesh hasn't been studying medicine. He wants to be an artist, sir and madam. And he's really very good at it. All the pressure that you put onto him to be a doctor is just driving him crazy. Please, you have to accept that your son has chosen a different path. Yes, it is true. I'm sorry, to both of you. But my heart is not in medicine. It is not who I am meant to be. No, this is not one of my childish whims. I know what is in my heart. I know what I am, in my heart, and a doctor is not it. For the next few minutes, there is little else but yelling coming from the other side of the internet connection. Rakesh stands next to me with the pained look every child gets when they're yelled at by their parents. I feel for him, but I know it had to be done. I reach out and take Rakesh's hand. I'm so sorry. My mind is still, like, not working properly. Um, I don't even know if I can pronounce that word right now. I'm, like, reading it, but I can't, whatever. I'm, I'm hoping that you guys understand. It's my lupus. My brain gets, like, really foggy. A lot of the times I can't even remember my own address or my own phone number. So I hope that you guys understand. By the covers, where it can't be seen by the camera. Rakesh smiles down at me, nodding and looking a little stronger. Yes, I understand, Father. Perhaps we both require more time to cool down. I will speak to you another time. His parents say something else, and then Rakesh responds, this time in Urdu. Then the line cuts and Rakesh slumps down on the bed. That was harrowing. I do not know if that was the right choice, Anne, but it is made, perhaps for the best. We shall see. I think you'll find it, or it will lift a burden from you, Rakesh. You'll see. And also that is why I stumble a lot when I'm reading, is because, yeah, my brain is just not wanting to work. Alright, so, how about let's study for these? Take a nap. Do some yoga. Let's study. Yoga. Nap. Yeah, that's fine. And yoga. Okay, so now everything should be reflective. And I think this is the last week. So let's try. Okay, give me a call tomorrow. We could talk a bit more, okay? Sounds great. I think I'm gonna see if Rakesh wants to hang out tonight. Or go out tonight. Ooh, yeah. I'm so glad you two got together. You're so cute with each other. I blush as I wave goodbye to Carmen. I hope with finals so close we can have a bit of fun tonight. Though I might just try and take some time to make sure that my homework is finished. Yes, of course we're gonna play this event. I drop my things and head over to Rakesh's room. Hello? Come on in. I open the door, half expecting to find Rakesh naked or covered in wax or something. Instead, I find him simply sitting in a chair in front of a canvas. He smiles at me as I enter, putting his paintbrush down. Oh, Anne, I'm so glad you have come. You look like you're enjoying yourself. It is as though a weight has come off of my shoulders. My parents are gone once again, and I think my life is looking up. Well, I'm glad you're feeling good. I thought we could do something together. I would like that. Let me put some of these things away. 30 minutes later, Rakesh and I are down at the cafe. It's Isabella's night off, so nobody we know is here. Instead, we just get ourselves a quick snack and find a quiet booth in the corner. So you're feeling better after they left? Oh yes, I have missed them from time to time, but I think it is better to miss them from afar. Ha, well said. So, what now? You haven't got much time left in this quarter. How are your finals? I think I will do well. My art teachers say I have a lot of promise. Though one of my teachers said this only after I apologized for painting his car. You really should learn to ask people's permission before you do stuff. I think I have kept these things inside for too long. I just have a difficult time keeping it inside. Just remember not to get yourself arrested. The school board doesn't look kindly on it. It will be fine. I have plans for next year's classes, and I think that I'll enjoy them a lot more. Though I hope you will still be with me in the months to come. Oh, honey, of course. You know I'm coming back next year, and I'm looking forward to what we could do next year. Every day has been an adventure with you. I hope you'll keep making my time exciting. Rakesh just beams at me as we finish off the last of our meal. Maybe I can help you out on one of your projects. I just mean, it seems like you always have so much fun. I'd love to help you out sometime. Truly, I would love that, Anne. I am sure a project will show itself. After all, we two have vision. I can't help but chuckle, though I reach out a hand and take Rakesh's in mine. Rakesh smiles at me over the table. I'm not entirely sure of what I've gotten into, but I'm looking forward to it. Finally, finishing our meal, we take the long way home. Rakesh takes my hand as we cut through the park. Hand in hand, we watch the sunset. Okay, I'm really hoping I'm able to, reach that 300 mark. Please? Oh. I can't believe the year's almost over. Sometimes I regret not throwing something together. Still, no sense worrying about it now. At least instead of worrying about it, I could catch a nap. Nothing beats a nap before a big test. I head back home and decide to lay down. Okay, good. Ooh, come on. No, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Alright, kids. You've got finals next week, so I'm sure you've all got plenty of studying to do. I could try teaching you something that's going to be on the finals, but really, why should I start teaching now? The professor throws a slide on the projector that just says study before walking out of the room. Half of the class opens their books and starts studying. The other half starts standing up and pick up their things. Not sure which I should do. No. I suppose I really should get some studying done. I don't want to blow my finals after all. This seems like a perfectly quiet place to do it. I break open my books and start writing some notes to take a closer look at later tonight. It's been a long year, but I'm almost to summer. I could take a nice long break. I could take a nice long break and really recharge my batteries to hit the books even harder next year. The next 2 weeks fairly flew by. Between my finals and everyone else's, I've barely got any time to spend with my friends. I put a lot of work into this last final, but it's not really my last one. Sometimes the idea of 3 more years of this seems incredibly daunting. But I know I need my education, so even though there's a lot of hard times ahead, I know the payoff will be worth it in the end. I probably wouldn't even be on campus today if I hadn't needed to sell back some books. As long as I was here, though, I went ahead and printed off my grades for the year. Despite all the craziness this quarter, I've even managed to keep my grades up. It's nice to see all my hard work paying off in my grades. Oh no. Hold on. Okay, we're going in. As I head inside, I see Rakesh pacing around the study nook. Sometimes I'm surprised I managed to get together with Rakesh. He seems so wrapped up in his projects. But as I watch him adorably pacing over some problem, now I can't think of anyone else I'd rather be with. I've seen him show his sweeter side, and I know that there's a true genius in there. I'm just glad I can help him. Rakesh's parents called back last week. They want him to come back late in the summer. He agreed. I think about inquiring what's wrong, but when he gets like this, it's best to just let him figure it out. I'll make it up to him later, when we're cleaning up whatever inevitable mess he makes. Seriously, he's lucky he's cute. So yeah, that's the last thing I remember doing my first year of college. It's been years since I thought about my college days. As I look back at the time I spent in Latin House, it was definitely the start of a new chapter for me. And I didn't even... No! I didn't make it. I know I didn't make it. Frick! The world seemed full of new possibilities, and I think I really wanted to seize all of them. Well, maybe I let some opportunities pass me by, but I still feel like I made the most out of those years. I wasn't able to keep a perfect score running, but my grades did pretty well. Honestly, though, I think I was happier that way. I still graduated with a library science degree. More importantly, I wasn't tied to a desk with my nose in a book the whole time. I also got to experience the fun side of college. Whatever did happen to the others, it's hard to remember everybody these days. Let's see. But I've left out Rakesh, haven't I? Aw, Rakesh was always grateful for my help with his parents. When he came back after spending the summer with them, the stories he told me were rough. Still, when he got home, he was about as happy as I'd seen him. He felt like a weight had been lifted from him. He'd been cut off, so he had to pay his own way, but that didn't bother him. His parents respected that he'd told them the truth, and said if he was willing to work for it, he could stay in America as long as he could afford it. We stayed together through college as he worked on his art skills. He's a design consultant now, for a pretty nice design firm. As for me, well, I learned so much that first year at college, not the least of what was to be myself, or was to be myself, and not to be so afraid of people. I mean, I don't think I got over myself entirely in that first year, but it took me quite some time to really figure out how to be me. I worked at the campus library for a few years after graduating, but when budget cutbacks hit a few years later, I had to get a new job. But yeah, everything else about me, you probably already know. At any rate, that's good enough for now. I feel like I've been talking about myself for ages. How about you? How was your college experience? Yeah, no, I didn't get any, actual endings for him because I failed getting the 300. But it's fine. Dang it! Well, we're just playing through this. I don't even feel like going all the way back, even though I've been told that Rakesh's endings are some of the best in the game. I'm so sorry I screwed it up, but this is how we're gonna end Rakesh's route. Sorry, I really am. But yeah, so if there isn't anything after the credits, thank you guys so much. I'm sorry that my lupus has been causing a shit ton of brain fog, so my reading skills have been lackluster. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. It'll get better as I start to get better. At least for my flares to start calming down a bit. Okay, that was it. Anyways, thank you guys so much. If you haven't already, subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. I love you. Bye!